Now in the previous lectures we have seen the two horizontal sections for the peritoneal cavity, and these two are the horizontal section below the level of the transverse colon and one at the level of the epiploic foramina. Now the third section here we are going to discuss, and this section it is above the level of the epiploic foramina, and for that we have to understand the horizontal section, as this section it is above the level of the epiploic foramina. Here we can see the section of the liver, this fissure for the ligamentum venosum we can appreciate. So this is the fissure for the ligamentum venosum, and here the inferior vena cava it is going to plastered on the posterior surface of the liver. So these two structures, this fissure for the ligamentum venosum and the groove for the inferior vena cava, these two are the features of the posterior surface of the liver. On the left side we can appreciate this is the stomach with the lesser curvature on the right side and the greater curvature on the left side. Here we can see the section of the spleen, and this is the left kidney, as the right sided kidney it is little bit lower in situation, and that's why in this section we are not able to appreciate the right kidney, but instead of it we can appreciate the right suprarenal gland which is situated just above the right kidney. And on the back side we can appreciate this abdominal aorta. For the easiness of study, in the smaller figure on this left upper corner, we can see that the greater sac it is drawn by the green pen, while the lesser sac it is going to be drawn by this bluish pen. So here also we are going to follow the same color. So now let's trace the peritoneal layers on the liver, as the falciform ligament it is going to approach from the anterior abdominal wall, and this falciform ligament having right and left layer. When we trace the right layer of the falciform ligament, it is going to cover the anterior surface and the right lateral surface of the liver, and it reaches up to the bare area of the liver, and from the bare area of the liver it is reflected to the diaphragm as the right triangular ligament, and from here this right triangular ligament it is reflected over the diaphragm and going to cover the anterolateral body wall and going to continue with the right layer of the falciform ligament. Now when we trace the left layer of the falciform ligament, it is going to cover this anterior surface of the liver. It is also going to cover the inferior surface of the liver, and it reaches up to the posterior surface of the liver where it finds the fissure for the ligamentum venosum, and here within the fissure for the ligamentum venosum it is going to reflect on itself and going to continue as the anterior layer of the lesser omentum, where it reaches at the lesser curvature of the stomach and going to cover the anterosuperior surface of the stomach, and then it reaches up to the fundus of the stomach, and from here it passes to the anterior lip of the spleen as the anterior layer of the gastrosplenic ligament. Now as this greater sac layer it reach up to the anterior lip of the spleen, it is going to form the anterior layer of the gastrosplenic ligament, and from here it is going to cover the entire spleen and reach up to the posterior lip of the spleen, and from the posterior lip of the spleen this greater sac layer it is going to form the posterior layer of the lineorenal ligament and reach up to the upper surface of the kidney, and then it is going to reflect to the posterior abdominal wall, and from here it is going to cover the anterolateral abdominal wall and continue as the left layer of the falciform ligament. Now just behind the stomach we find the lesser sac, and this lesser sac layer it is going to form the posterior layer of the lesser omentum, and it reaches up to the fissure for the ligamentum venosum. It covers the fissure for the ligamentum venosum, and then it is going to cover the inferior vena cava as well as the right sided suprarenal gland, and it is going to cover the abdominal aorta and reach up to the kidney, and here this layer it is going to form the anterior layer of the lineorenal ligament, reach up to the posterior lip of the spleen, and reflected on itself to form the posterior layer of the gastrosplenic ligament and going to cover the posterior surface of the stomach to continue as the lesser omentum. So this structure within this bluish area, it is the lesser sac portion, while the structure within this greenish layer, it is the greater sac structure. Now we have completed horizontal sections of the peritoneum at three levels. Now let's see the horizontal section of the peritoneum between the epiploic foramina and the transverse mesocolon. In this horizontal section, we can appreciate here this is the liver. We can also see the stomach here and the first part of the duodenum, and on the both the side we can see the kidneys, and here we can appreciate the spleen. And one more structure that is important in this section, we can see that the pancreas is also there, and this is the pancreas. On the posterior side we can see this is the abdominal aorta, and this is inferior vena cava. In front of the aorta we find the portal vein. In the tracing of the peritoneum at this horizontal section, we can appreciate that the greater sac, it is a completely enclosing the lesser sac, and let's see the tracing within this section. And here on the anterior surface of the liver, the falciform ligament, it is going to reflect into both the layers, right and left layers, and the right layer of the falciform ligament, it is going to cover the anterior surface as well as the right lateral surface of the liver, and it is going to cover the posterior surface of the liver and then the inferior surface of the liver and going to continue as the left layer of the falciform ligament. And from the attachment of the falciform ligament with the anterior-abdominal wall, the right layer of the falciform ligament, it is going to cover the anterolateral body wall and it reaches up to the upper surface of the kidney. It is going to enclose the duodenum as both the structures are retroperitoneal, and it is going to reflect over the stomach and cover the anterosuperior surface of the stomach, and then it will reach up to the anterior lip of the spleen as the anterior layer of the gastrosplenic ligament, and then it is going to enclose the spleen and it reaches up to the posterior lip of the spleen and going to cover the kidney and forming the posterior layer of the lineorenal ligament as we talked in the previous section, and it is going to cover the posterior abdominal wall and going to continue as the covering of the anterolateral abdominal wall and going to continue as the left layer of the falciform ligament. So here the greater sac, it is a complete sac and it is going to enclose the lesser sac, where the lesser sac, it is situated just behind the stomach and it is going to form the posterior layer of the gastrosplenic ligament. It is going to cover the posterior inferior surface of the stomach and going to cover the neck, body and the tail of the pancreas and forming the anterior layer of the lineorenal ligament and continue with the gastrosplenic ligament. So the small closed sac which is situated behind the stomach and in front of the pancreas, this is the lesser sac. And just right to the lesser sac we find one artery, and this artery, it is the gastroduodenal artery. And here this is the abdominal aorta, which gives the renal artery on both the sides behind the inferior vena cava, and from the inferior vena cava the renal vein which passes in front of the aorta on the left side, and from the portal vein the splenic vein is going to reach through the spleen through the lineorenal ligament. So here we can appreciate this ligament. It is the lineorenal ligament, and this lineorenal ligament having two important content. One is the tail of the pancreas and another one is the splenic vein. And here this ligament is the gastrosplenic ligament. So we have learned all the horizontal sections of the peritoneum. So after having the vertical dressing and the horizontal dressing of the peritoneum, we can nearly orient with the peritoneal covering of the abdominal cavity.